Hello everyone and welcome back to the Great Book of Grudges. My name is Nathan and we're back with another Total War Warhammer video. Today we're going to be continuing our mod highlight series where we'll be taking a look at the vampire counts once again. Kaylica's Necrarchs. We've covered this mod's work in the past in the form of the Strigoi Empire. These mods themselves aren't really too big, instead they're small, compact and offer flavour for the race in question. If you've played any other works by this modder, you know more or less what you're going to get into. In this mod, we'll be playing as the Necrarch Brotherhood, another bloodline of the vampire counts, more focused around magic instead of pure damage. Unfortunately, there are no new units added with this mod, but as always we get access to 2 legendary lords and 2 different starting positions at the exact same time. One is situated obviously in the far south of the Southlands, and the other is in the lands of the Empire, meaning that both your starting positions are extremely far apart, and you can decide to either support both of them or focus on one. But with that, let's not waste any more time and jump right in. For the purpose of this video, as always, I'll be starting a new campaign in easy mode and easy battles. Your campaigns will begin firstly in the areas of the Southlands. Here you'll find one of your main hubs, and you're surrounded by Tomb King enemies with potential threats from Greenskins and Skaven. You are well enough alone here, as you don't really have the support of other vampire count factions, barring the Strigoi Empire of course, but they do get deleted fairly quickly. Your other faction hub is in the northern reaches of the Empire. Both of your starting positions are extremely spread out from each other, so depending on the difficulty that you're playing, you'll either have to focus about working on them on an even split, or maybe just abandon one and focus on the other. This is dependent on the player, of course. Nothing new is added in terms of troops. Instead, there are a few specific buildings being added in for both of your faction hubs and other locations across the map. These can either be lore-friendly locations which fit with the characters being added in, we'll cover these in just a few short moments, or buildings tied to your new mechanic, as the Dark Elf Slave mechanic, which tends to be very popular among the modders for some reason, also makes its way here. Slavery is tied to these specific buildings, which means if you want access to this mechanic, you're gonna have to build them up. Some of these slavery-based buildings are generic, however others are landmarks which will have multiple benefits. We have 2 legendary characters that become available with this mod, the first being Warhammer, fairly decent stat-wise and an accomplished spellcaster all around, where you will get access to a bunch of different spells from various different laws of magic. Some are quite useful and others may be more situational than anything else, but even then it's still nice to have some variety. The character is also able to unlock 3 specific items native to only him, which will benefit your spellcaster based character in hybridizing him a bit more, where Warhammer now will be semi-decent in melee combat, meaning you shouldn't have to worry if he's in the front lines. Your other legendary character is Melchior, who unfortunately has nothing really of interest. Yep, decent stats, but that's pretty much it. No unique items, it's stuck with the Lore of Death, nothing else in terms of spells. It's a bit of a shame, but still, these mods are more for variety in terms of start position more than anything else. Hopefully in the future the modder will be willing to revisit this mod and give Melchior a bit more of an element of uniqueness. The standard vampire count technology tree stays pretty much the same, however a new branch has been added which is fairly interesting. You see, with this branch you're able to decipher each of the 9 books of Nagash. By doing so you'll unlock powerful faction-wide benefits, and by unlocking all 9 you can also have a further research which is quite overpowered. Just one benefit from that research is that all of your armies will have their upkeep reduced by 75%. Now, you won't get this early on in the campaign, instead it will more or less come mid to late game when you're already working around Doomstacks anyway. This is because each time you decipher one of the books of Nagash, you'll have your research percentage taken away by 30%. So you're going to have to focus around building up multiple buildings which increase your research rate. It will take absolute ages to actually unlock this if you don't do so. Now also you'll have to note, because I didn't at the beginning as I wasn't really paying too much attention, that you will need to build up a specific building to be able to unlock and research these technologies. It's not that difficult to build up, but seeing as the majority of your buildings which increase research rate are higher tier buildings, it will take a while before you can fully unlock them all. Focus around the ones which obviously make more sense to your playstyle and then work around the others. Then watch as even your legendary playthroughs become a bit of a cakewalk. I would suggest getting a harder Chaos Invasion mod just to balance things out a bit. And just for reference, with a 109% research rate without any extra modifiers, it will take 94 turns to complete all the books and get the big benefit at the end. Obviously, this is without any extra modifiers. As stated before, you'll have to take into account that each of the books reduces your research rate by 30%, so you'll have to start building up some other buildings, or else you're going to take absolute ages to get this up and running. The mod itself isn't that large. In truth, we've covered everything, so I want to offer some of my thoughts before we end this video. These mods are not meant to be large faction overhauls, but rather different experiences in the form of different start positions. It's a bit of a shame that only one of the 2 legendary lords was fleshed out, and in truth I've seen a bunch of Kaylica's mods, and this one seems to be the smallest and does indeed need a little bit of work. However, for what it is, it's actually okay. Yeah, you're not getting much, but once again you have a new start position for your vampire counts, especially if they're one of your favorite factions, and you'll be juggling 2 different armies and 2 different kingdoms so far away from each other on the map that this makes it rather interesting anyway. I like these types of mods. They're small, compact, and work very well with others, like for example the expanded roster series, which greatly improves the experience when in regards to this. Apologies for the shorter than usual mod review. I'm working on a few different projects at the moment, so this was the best time to show this mod out if I ever wanted to give it some coverage on the channel. If you guys have any recommendations in regards to mods and so on, you can either comment them down here and I'll check them out periodically, or you can join us on our official Discord, where it's much easier to contact me. For some reason, I'm not really getting a lot of YouTube notifications lately in regards to comments. It's super weird, but the Discord is always open for people to join and recommend, and that's found in the description below. Also, if you're interested in trying out this mod, if you want a different experience with your vampire counts, you can find a direct link to it in the description below. But with that, my friends, we've come to the end of our video. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, might I suggest giving the video a like, or even subscribing to the channel, as it really does help us out. In the description section below are various links to different social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, and Discord. Also in the description section is an affiliate link with Element Games, where you could buy loads of hobby-based products, not just Warhammer, for 10 to 25% off. Making a purchase using that link and also our special code, which is also in the description, supports the channel at no extra cost to you, which we think is rather cool. A big thank you to our patrons. Your support means the world to us. It's amazing that people want to help a small channel like us grow and get to a higher level of content. A big thank you to Gibraltar LUSC, Ryan Bertsche, Andrew Prince, and Okro for subscribing to us at our fame level. You guys are super cool. And a big thank you to Edward Yule, VS Vasan, Aaron Whitman, and Shaggy for subscribing to us at our king level. Honestly, we can't thank you all enough. And lastly, a big thank you to all of you for liking, sharing, and commenting on these videos. Honestly, it's because of you guys that the channel's been growing at such a great pace lately, so we can't thank you all enough. But with that, my friends, thank you so much for watching once again, and we shall see you all again very, very soon. Have a good day.